Hello and welcome to the creepy deep sea creature edition of Real vs. Real. Wait a minute, didn't I just make a video for this series about 2 weeks ago? Yes, I certainly did. This video proves that sometimes I start looking into a topic for a video coming up with the goal being one thing, and then after digging deeper, it evolves into something completely different. Let me tell you that at the beginning and middle of last week, I had no intention of making another Real vs. Real so close together. However, here we are, and even though it didn't turn out how I planned, I think you will find this one quite enjoyable, and possibly eye-opening. As a heads up, a subscriber named Thierry de Flitas asked me to make a video in this series about UFOs, and I promise it will happen. Like I said, this video wasn't planned. So without further ado, let's jump into a location that makes me highly uncomfortable. The ocean. Sea alien. So starting off our video, we find a clip that many people are claiming to be an alien caught on camera under the sea. Okay, that thing looks really odd, and it is strange how it appears to have either elbows or knees. This thing really reminds me of a version of the xenomorphs from the Alien series, or one of the creatures from the movie Independence Day. I remember seeing still images of this quite a while ago, but can't recall if I'd ever seen the full video before making this. So, not dragging this out, is it real or real? It is real. The video is real, and the creature is real, but it isn't something that came from outer space, or wants to take over the planet. At least, I don't think they do. What this video shows is a creature known as a big fin squid of the Megalodon family. I know plenty of my viewers probably already knew what this was, but I decided to include it on the list since I still see many videos out there claiming that it is something unknown. So in a sense, I wanted to clear up that confusion. What is fascinating about this creature is that even though they aren't aliens, much of their behavior is largely unknown to this day. In fact, the first time this squid was ever spotted alive was back in 1988. However, a badly damaged version was found in 1907. As far as anyone knows, the limbs of these beings can be as long as 13 to 26 feet, and it is still unknown why they keep them extended from the body with a version of an elbow. Even though their limbs are quite a bit longer than its body, they are incredibly fast. I should note before moving on that the name Megalodon actually means big fin. So this wasn't an alien, but it was cool nonetheless, and I probably would freak out if I came across one in the water, since they look so strange. What is that? So here we have a creature that was filmed by the Oceaneering Company back on March 20th in 2013. This video was first brought to my attention by the show I frequently talk about, Strange Evidence. As a little backstory, this was said to have been recorded off the east coast of Africa in the Indian Ocean. The footage was filmed at a depth of over 3,700 feet and was near a drilling rig. The purpose of the mission wasn't to find strange sea life, but it just so happened to catch this odd creature anyway. So, is it real or real? Again, this video is very real. In looking into what this creature could be, I found quite a few answers, but none of them fit all the characteristics of what we are seeing on camera. Most people believe that what this is a ctenophore, or also called a comb jellyfish. Many are quick to point out that these creatures normally are devoid of color, but I have seen examples of them being red, or in this case, black. Now, this is all fine and good, but that doesn't explain why this thing seems to change shape at will, and into something so odd. Some have suggested that what we are seeing is that the comb jelly had just eaten another creature, and it was giving it that shape. However, this doesn't seem to be the case, since they mostly feed on plankton. Although it should be noted that if they are large enough, they can eat fish as well as other jellyfish. What most feel this creature is a type of comb jellyfish known as a barrow, since they are most frequently seen without tentacles or the normal jellyfish lobed head. The part that is baffling is I have yet to find any of the comb jellies that have the sheet-like tail that this creature has, nor have I seen a single one that can change its shape so drastically. I should note that much like the previous video, not a whole lot is known about these jellies, so this simply could have been an unknown version. I must sadly state that at the end of this video, the force of water rushing from the rover's propellers was enough to kill this being. So, we may never know what it truly was. Mermaid? Okay, here we have a fairly quick one from Greenland, and hopefully it is a video that you already know the answer to. Is this video that was supposedly recorded on March 6, 2013, really showing what appears to be an aquatic humanoid swimming in the ocean? I am not dragging this one out at all. This video is obviously real. As mentioned in the first video, the reason I am including such a film on this list is due to so many places still showing this clip as proof that mermaids exist or that it shows a strange creature. This footage came from the much hated series on the Discovery Channel called Mermaids, The New Evidence. Or it could have been from their first offering entitled Mermaids, The Body Found. Whichever it was, both shows went with the idea of acting like there was proof that mermaids exist, to the point that they even used CGI to make hoax videos. Personally, I didn't hate this series as much as some. At least it wasn't as bad as when they claimed to have Michael Phelps trying to outswim sharks. Up until a few weeks ago, I still saw videos popping up on YouTube with this very clip claiming that it was something real. But, as we all know, it wasn't. Now, I'm not saying that there couldn't be mer people, as I always keep an open mind, even if the chances are slim. There is plenty of other lore, sightings, and non-Discovery Channel produced videos out there that make the possibility more interesting. However, I think a lot of lonely nights at sea and misidentifications played a big part into the original stories. As always, I could be wrong. Megalodon. Now we move on to the clips that started this whole video for this week. With this entry, I have compiled 3 of the supposed best videos showing that Megalodon exists. We're going to go chronologically to make things easier here. The first one was never really given a date, but the story claims that it was filmed while a study was going on in the Mariana Trench. Does this video really show a Megalodon that wasn't too shy to stay away from the camera? This clip is real. Sort of. Much like our first video, everything about this is completely real. However, it isn't a Megalodon. The real story is that it was filmed by a Japanese research group in Suruga Bay somewhere between 2000 and 2003. I remember seeing this video the moment it started making its rounds on the internet, and I honestly never thought it seemed like a Megalodon. To me, it always had the appearance of a Greenland shark, but that didn't make sense since they don't live in the areas that this was filmed. Come to find out, this footage shows another rarely seen creature known as the Pacific sleeper shark. They get this name from their slow movements and that they don't seem to be very active. What is really odd is that, again, not a lot is known about them, but most that have been studied have been found with giant squid remains in their stomach. Not only this, but they are known to eat harbor seals, so they must be able to move fast when they want to. In reference to my original thought that this was a Greenland shark, it wasn't too far off. Apparently, they are both from the same family of shark, known as the Somniosidae. While this isn't a video of a Megalodon, you may find that this creature is still interesting, since they normally like cooler waters, but there was one filmed in 2015 that had made its home living in the hot and acidic waters under an active volcano. Not to mention that the Greenland shark can live up to and past 400 years. Again, not a Megalodon, but still fascinating. With our next clip, it appears to show a really scary situation, but then gets even scarier when you look closer. So, does this video, that is said to be recorded on November 20th, 2012, off the coast of Brazil, really show a Megalodon swimming by as the Coast Guard tries to rescue someone? Well, this video is real. Again, this was a video that I remembered seeing for quite some time, but I was always on the fence about it. I agreed with most theories at the time that it was simply footage of a whale shark swimming by. My one issue with that was that even though the water was choppy, I would assume that the sound of a helicopter's blades and the air from them hitting the water might keep sea creatures away. Although, at the same time, the sound could give off a false signal of some easy meal being in distress. With looking at this more, I found people replying to the video stating that Brazil doesn't have a traditional Coast Guard. Rather, the Brazilian Navy adopts the role of that service. So, no smoking gun yet. Then everything came clear when the source of this video was actually shown during the Discovery Channel's Megalodon series, which was a fake documentary, much like the Mermaid's one. This discovery really disappointed me, since I always thought the film showed a whale shark, but I never knew, up until this week, that the whole thing was fake. In digging a bit deeper, I did manage to find the clip you are watching now, which seems to be the source for the fake video. Granted, the water seems more rough, the numbers are missing from the floor of the helicopter, and a few other minor differences, but everything else seems spot on. The reason I mention this is because I highly doubted that the Coast Guard would have taken the time to help make a fake shark video. What I think happened was the Discovery Channel found this clip, edited out some parts, and added the massive shark. Finally, we reached the third and final clip claiming to show a Megalodon. The following video was filmed on January in 2014, and some divers met up with something terrifying. So as you saw, the divers were in a cage surrounded by great white sharks, and then, out of nowhere, another shark appears that looks completely different. This one was more dark colored and it had odd scales covering its back. It almost reminded me of the stories of the Sia Cortez demon, which I made a video about a while ago. On a side note, I still get comments on that video from viewers who aren't familiar with my content, claiming that I'm trying to convince them that the shark exists. They don't seem to realize I just provide the stories and let you decide. Anyway, back to our video. Is this video real or real? This one is real. This realization was the sole factor that you are seeing a real versus real today. Originally, I was planning on making a Megalodon evidence video, since I thought this one and the Coast Guard one was real. I was planning on adding interesting eyewitness reports as well, but I guess we can't have nice things. 2 rants on one topic. I think that's a record for me. Again, back to the video. While not a lot of people know the backstory to this video, it was included in the same series about Megalodon that was produced by the Discovery Channel. While I see a lot of people claiming, after they know it's fake of course, that it looks like bad CGI, I think it looks pretty good. However, being that we know the Discovery Channel isn't above doctoring footage for their programs, we can only sadly assume this was done here as well. Even though I'm terrified of sharks and suffer from galeophobia, I am fascinated by them, and a part of me hopes that Megalodon still swims about the oceans. I'll never know for sure, since you won't ever find me in the ocean. Just dealing with the clips in this video was enough to keep me on edge. Funny how I can deal with ghosts on a near daily basis, but a picture of a shark? No way. So as I end this video, I hope you enjoyed these 6 clips, and I was curious if you knew that they were real or fake. Just to note, I was going to include a bonus photo that has been making its rounds showing a giant shark fin near a World War II German U-boat. But that also came from the Discovery Channel Megalodon mockumentary. Also, as another bonus, I was going to talk about the Hook Island monster photos, but I think I'll save them for a later date. So, I will see you all in next week's video, where we return to our Cryptid by State road trip as we travel to Virginia. If you haven't yet done so, do please consider subscribing to my channel for more content like this. Also, it would be greatly appreciated if you would share my videos with someone you know who may be interested in this type of genre. With that, be safe, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.